What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sam. I am the brand development and marketer here at Lake Pro Tackle. We are a small tackle shop up in Gainesville, Texas, so right below Lake Texoma at the Oklahoma-Texas border. We've got a bunch of cool stuff here. We've got a bunch of rods, reels, and tackle. We've got two separate buildings because that's how much stuff we have here, and we really appreciate it if you come check us out. Check out the full worm bar as well as exclusive stuff we have here at the shop. You can also find all this stuff at lakeprotackle.com, so go check it out. We actually recently had some awesome viewers come up from all the way down past Austin, and it was super cool to meet them, talk with them for a little while. And guys, if you're watching, thank you so much for stopping by. Here's a little shout out to y'all. But that's what we're going for, guys. All the support and just super awesome people following the channel here. We really appreciate it. So guys, this video is going to be a top 5 baits for the month of July. Now, obviously, here in Texas, it's getting real hot. So if you're a little north of us, in the northern regions, this is gonna be a little bit different. Definitely refer to our top 5 June lures. These top 5 lures for July, some of them are gonna be a little bit typical, you know. I mean, I'm sure everyone's putting out their top 5 baits for July videos, but these are gonna be kind of my favorites, not just regionally, but kind of overall in the hot summer months of July. So like I said, it's getting real hot down here. Right now, it's gonna be getting up into the 110s almost. So our water temps are heating up a lot, and the fish are also in a weird stage right now. So let's go ahead and hop into my baits. So I've got 3 baits here that are really meant for deeper fishing, and then I also have a couple shallow fishing baits. So let's go ahead and start with the deep, work our way up, because I know a lot of y'all focus a lot more on shallow cover than deep cover. So let's go ahead and start with the deep real quick, just to get y'all exposed to it, because I think in terms of possibility for bigger fish, I think what I found anyway is that the deeper fish are a little more consistent when it comes to size, when it comes to having the amount of fish that you're trying to catch. You know, for me, going up shallow in the summertime in July is more of a gamble, and it's more of junk fishing and trying to get a bite. If I really focus offshore and off a little deeper, I can generally get better bites and more consistent bites. So one of the top ways I like to do this is with a big crankbait, and this really comes out especially if I find a group of fish that I'm not exactly sure what they are, if I'm using side scan or forward facing sonar. This guy right here, this deep diving crankbait by 6 Sense, is the C15. It's gonna dive anywhere from 12 to 19 foot. Typically I find myself throwing it on 15-pound line, and I can chuck this out there and get it down to around 14 foot of water, maybe 13. But this bait here is great for fishing around brush. Something about the 6 Sense crankbaits, you can fish them through timber, you can fish them through brush, really through about anything, and it comes out really clean. The bill length is a really nice bill length. You know, it's not super long, not super intrusive, as well as the body and the paint job on these. These are super, super amazing. So the C15 is one I highly recommend y'all to try. And again, one thing as well with the 6 Sense crankbaits is that they are not super expensive. This guy here is only $7.99, comes with some super amazing hooks on them. And right there, you can see that's just a great shad pattern. It's got a little chartreuse in it for those summer fish. You know, if they're getting deeper, there's less light penetration going through the water. So you want a little bit of chartreuse on your crankbaits, in my opinion. If not, pretty much just go straight white, because that's all you really need when it comes to a crankbait. The hooks on it, like I said, really awesome hooks. I don't lose a lot of fish on these hooks here. They're like hybrid short shank EWGs. So they're super, super awesome, super sticky, and super sharp. So my #1 bait for catching fish out of brush and timber and stuff out deep is going to be the C15 crankbait. Up next, this one has been a sleeper for a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people are gonna put this on their lists, so definitely check this one out here. So this is going to be a big spinnerbait. The one I'm talking about today is going to be the V&M Big Laboom spinnerbait. Now this guy here is gonna be 3/4 of an ounce. The blade on it is a big old Colorado blade, and this is meant to be fished deep. So you can fish this off ledges, you can fish this off points, you can fish this through timber, you can fish this through just about anything. I love fishing a spinnerbait, and this Big Laboom spinnerbait for me has gotten a ton of bites. I absolutely love this one. but I also love one that we don't have in the shop here, which I want to try to get in, which is the accent spinnerbaits. Jacob Wheeler uses these a lot. They're much more compact than this one here, but this is going to be a great option. Even in dirty water, clear water, we have these in a bunch of different colors. We have them in black, which is great for like night fishing. This one here is gonna be good for daytime fishing, or almost anytime fishing really, especially if you're around some lighter lit areas or like a full moon. But that guy there, the big Laboom spinnerbait, Nick helped design that one there, and it's a super, super good bait, especially for that deeper water. All right, so this next technique here, guys, is going to be a drop shot bait. Now, I did a video over the drop shot and how you can get some more bites on your drop shot, some little tips and tricks in a video I did recently. So go check it out. I'm gonna put it down in the description or put a card up in either one of these corners here so you can go check it out. So this is going to be a bait for me that I've actually recently tried out and actually fallen in love with because it is very, very effective. And that is this guy here. So these are the Kitech Easy Shakers. Now these are 4.5 inches. It's a great length to mimic little bait fish, really anything down on the bottom on a drop shot. Now you can shaky head these, you can Ned rig these, but for a drop shot, these Easy Shakers, they have an amazing, amazing action on them. They have little rib sections they can fold over, and they've got tons of movement. So, you know, it's not a open pore worm like a robo worm, but this guy here, as it's in the water, it has a little buoyancy, so it really just kind of floats there, has a very natural movement, and the ribs catch the water, so it's always moving, whether there's current from the wind or from the water, or if I'm moving the bait myself, it's gonna have a lot of natural action on it. So what I like to do with these, go check out that video over the drop shot, and it'll be linked down below or up above here. So go check that out. The Easy Shaker is a killer bait, so go check them out, lakeprotackle.com. I highly recommend these on drop shots, like highly, highly recommend. I just started fishing them a couple months ago, and I have caught so many big fish on this that you won't believe. So go check that out. I really love that one. Before we get into the shallower baits, guys, again, check out our social media, Instagram and Facebook. And here's an honorable mention that I want to throw in here. So I said top 5, but it's gonna be kind of top 6. 7-inch Blue Fleck Power Worm by Berkley. Obviously can't go wrong with it. It's just a fish catching machine, catches tons of fish. I just chose to go a little more off the wall things. You know, typically everyone's gonna have a bigger worm, but that guy there still catches tons of fish in the summertime, really any time of the year. So go snag some of those. We've got a bunch of them in stock. So now we're gonna move shallow. You know, shallow fishing for me, like I said, it's almost like a junk fishing thing. But there are certain baits out there that get bit more than others. And one of those is going to be, for me at least, a Missile Baits D-Bomb. Now these D-Bombs are super, super cool. If you haven't fished Missile Baits, definitely give it a shot. They've got some like scent juice on them. It smells pretty nice actually. But these D-Bombs here are going to be ribbed bodies. You know, a little bit of a theme there in the summertime. Baits with ribbed bodies seem to get bit more for me. They have a little more natural movement. And what's nice about this D-Bomb here, I'm gonna be throwing it on a flipping rig, typically going to be a 7'3" to 7'4", maybe 5, heavy action, or a medium heavy fast action. So what's great about these guys here is that, again, first off, the rib section makes it have a lot of movement in the water. And second off, you can see these flippers here are not very thick on the D-Bomb, and that's super good in my opinion for shallow fishing. You know, a lot of people will flip like rage craws or menaces or you know, stuff of that sort, craw patterns that have a lot of movement when you move them through the water. I found with the D-Bomb, it's a much more finessey approach, and straight off the bat, I'm gonna be getting more bites than a lot of people. And you know, even for those aggressive fish, this thing has a ton of kick on it. It's got the little extra flappers on the side. We've got these in a bunch of different colors, so definitely check all these out. I can't tell you exactly how many colors, but we have a ton of them. So the Missile Baits D-Bomb, typically I'm gonna be throwing it on 17-pound line with around like a 3/8 ounce weight. If the vegetation is really thick, I'll go up to around a 5/8, and then definitely have that like 7'5" heavy rod with around 20-pound fluorocarbon or 40 to 50 pound braided line. I'm not really ever running a leader or a braid to fluoro leader with these. And you can get away with a lot of hooks. You know, if I do want to run a braid to fluorocarbon leader, I'm going to have a little bit lighter hook than what I normally would run on these. So for me, spear point hooks, Fury flip hook, size 3 is going to be, or I guess 3/0 would be perfect for these. Other good ones are going to be like your Trocars, or we have some awesome Gamakatsu finesse flipping hooks, which is awesome for these as well. So go check these out. And finally, the last one, we're getting to the shallowest bait that we have, and that's going to be a frog. And this is going to be the Spro popping frog. This is the Bronze Eye Pop 60, so this is the 60 size, and it's just overall a great frog. You know, I just got the brown one here. Typically, I'm gonna go with like a black silhouette, especially early in the morning. For me, I found that going up shallow and finding any vegetation on the bank, I can throw a frog around it and typically get bit. I have been throwing some spooks and some poppers, but the frog for me is just such a fun bite. You can work it, and I think, honestly, I think the frog's been getting bit a little bit more. So 50 pound line with this guy here, 50 pound braided line, 7'2" to 7'5" rod, heavy rod. It's going to be what I'm throwing this on. Sometimes if I am working it in docks and stuff, which I have done, fishing a frog in the docks really, you know, obviously looks like a frog to us, but to the fish, it can look like a dying bluegill, a dying crappie, really anything dying in the water. So fishing it in and around docks, I might be throwing like a 7' to 7'1" heavy to medium heavy with lighter line. So go check these out. Highly recommend the Samurai braided line, and I also love the Seagar Smackdown braid. So if you loved any of these products here, and if you want to go pick any of them up, head over to lakeprotackle.com, guys. We really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So thank you so much for watching. Again, follow the social media, Instagram and Facebook at Lake Pro Tackle. Subscribe to us here if you enjoyed the content. Leave a like on it, and if you are new, leave a comment down below. I definitely want to say what's up. I'm on the social media pages all the time, so thank you so much for watching again, guys. We'll see you next time at Lake Pro Tackle.